Because you know the people at work, they kind of enthusiastic. They generally they have a look about them. And their daughters definitely have a look about them. And they mix with each other. So they have periods and places. If you was here in Southeast some while back, you were saying too many tenders out here. They all bears, that's what they used to call. It's a terrible way people used to talk. Bears, like they wasn't good looking, but if you wanted to go see some, you go way out that way, way out in Maryland, where the economics was better. Because if a man gets wealthier, he's going to choose a woman that looks pretty good, generally, right? So they're going to have pretty good medium-looking children, a little better. And then the next go-round, they are going to marry people that looks like them or if it's the man choosing, which it is most of the time, or a lot of times, or it's the girl choosing if the nigga have money, right? Then they going to choose. So they going to choose even if he got 3 left feet and he got some big snag of tooth, she going to look good. She going to say, I'll put up with the nigga because he having money, right? Of course. So technically, no, realistically, look at some of the slave pictures and see the color of niggas in those days. We were black. And each generation, we lighten up. Now, this generation now, it's all over. It's all over. You can watch TV. Every TV commercial have a white man and a black woman, or a black woman and a, right? A mixed couple. And couples look like that. One of our friends here, he had a daughter that was just the right look for California. And I was kind of hitting that y'all ought to send her out there. She won't go to school. She won't do nothing. Send her out to California, the movies, whatever, you know what I mean? That's the look. That's what I'm telling them. That's the look. That half-white look. And healthy, a nice package. Instead, they left her here trying to trap her with me. I said, I don't mess with children. I don't have anything. The dummies, that's what they figured they'd do, was leave her here around me because she come in, I'd smile. Well, I smile at everybody. The smile is because this is a beautiful child. They ought to send her out there. The dummies, they're working at McDonald's somewhere. It's stupid, right? If you have the look for the period, if you don't have no money, you got to use what you have, right? Like Allah gonna ask us, well, I gave you big muscles, what'd you do with them? Well, shoot, I was standing on the beach, I was flexing. Oh, great. So you didn't use them for the movement and they helped the weak, stuff like that. No, I didn't help them weak niggas. I didn't help them weak niggas, not with my muscles. I wasn't gonna help all. I'd be tired helping all them. Okay, go ahead, fine, that's right. I'm just trying to tell you, everybody will be asked about the gifts that they have, including the interracial gifts for that period. At that time, that means this, right? And Allah know what it means because Allah done hooked it all up, right? I'm saying is that we're using everything that's been given to us during our time, at our time, when we believe is useful for the movement. We're not sad about, everybody don't come by, everybody, well, they had people that was even prophets and messengers. They got a book, they got gifts, you know what I mean? They gifted by Allah. And they come by with 2 or 3 people, is what the hadith say, right? Some people, they couldn't get their family, they couldn't get, it's a whole lot of them. In fact, most of them, you know. Lot's wife, looking back, the Bible says she turned into a pillar of salt. No, what she did was she was hooked up on what was going on back there. That's what it looked like to me. I mean, you can read it yourself, right? Yeah, this is what's happening here. Okay. So she wasn't ready. So Noah's son, this clown, I'm going to get me on it. Boy, you better get on this boat. I'm telling you, it don't look good. Man, I'm going to get me a high mountain over here. And what did the Quran say? He just climbed up the mountain and the water took him away. Right? So it don't mean nothing about family, friends. You got to be right yourself. Okay, now let me get back to us.
You reminded me of something. You mentioned Japan and how they were able to, economically get to a particular position.
Right.
Well, I just happened to hear that they had this philosophy called the just-in-time philosophy.
Right.
And where that does come out of Japan. Yeah, that comes out of Japan, where they made sure any parts or something that they needed.
Right.
They had to outsource. They made it in country.
Right.
So whenever they needed it, they had it.
Right.
And certain things they
Right.
may have imported, but other people tried to do it and they couldn't do it.
Right.
It's hard to do. So,
Yeah.
but you
No. Those look.
thinking about
They,
certain things when you need it,
right.
that they were able to be successful.
No, they had the principle too called Kazim. That's a slow improvement on everything. If y'all wasn't around when the first transistor radios came out, boy, they was them. But it was okay. And then they were slick. There's a place in Tanzania called Usa River, USA. And it reminded, the brother says, you see that? The Japanese got a place called Usa in Japan. And they put, in those days, Japanese stuff wasn't as good as it is now. And they put USA, made in USA. USA, that's how you say it. They was playing around. But when you get a chance to travel, one thing I realized about Japan, when I left this country and I was in Algeria and I saw the Japanese, that bowing and stuff. And they made a Toyota Land Cruiser in the early 70s. It just come out. It squeaked, it made noise. No, don't make noise now though. That's the baddest boy on the road, the Toyota Land Cruiser. That boy, them big old fat tires. But see, it was replacing the Leland Land Rover, what they now call the Land Cruiser or something. What do they call it? The Rover. It's the Rover. The Range Rover now is just a Rover. Them bad boys. That used to be, remember the old jungle pictures? You'd always see that Leland Land Rover made in Britain. But anyway, what we realized was after a few years, the Japanese started innovating. And all American factories were getting old. Japanese factories was new. It's post-World War, right? American factories were getting old and out of date, and Japanese factories was new. The other thing, that back in the old days, Negroes would drive them Cadillacs. They have a 4-barrel carburetor. I don't know if y'all remember or heard of a 4-barrel carburetor. I mean, It had 4 jets that were sucked. I mean, boy, look at here. And the smallest engine in the Cadillacs was 472 cubic inches, and some of them was 500 cubic inches in the Eldorado. And they had 4 barrels, carburetors. That's the only carburetor came with them. And they got 11 miles a gallon on the highway and 9 miles in the city. Then they had the Arab oil come out in the 73 or something. And gas started going up, up, up. White folks dumped all them big old gas guzzlers, all them big Eldorados and all that. White folks used to drive them too. They used to drive big American cars. By the mid-70s, they was out of them. And you could get a big old Cadillac for little or nothing because it was worthless. The only people who would pay for it is Negroes. The high price and the high use of gasoline. The Negro was slow. The point is this. At the right time, when the white folks saw that all that gas was getting ridiculous, well, they went to 2 island nations. Number 1, in Britain is an island nation, so gas was high. Japan is an island nation, so gas was high, so their cars are going to have high fuel efficiency. That's when all of a sudden, no more GM, Toyotas, Nissans. Remember the 80s? Bam! They just hit. Why? Because they were already tooled. They paid too much gas for gas, so they made theirs efficient. The Americans, planned obsolescence, they called it. Every 2 years, this car is going to be old. In 1970, before 1970, they had 5 years and a 50,000 mile warranty on all moving parts on GM, on American cars. 1970, they had 1 year and 12,000 miles. And you could hit, bam, a 1970 Cadillac and knock a hole in it. Although it looked just like the 69. The 69 had metal on that boy. I'm just saying, planned obsolescence. The United States planned and made itself obsolete in the auto market which it used to control. Second time around, today, the United States, I didn't mean to jump from that ahead, but while I'm on the roll, they planned, right? Look at what happened in the world. They planned, they're treating it like they plan to do what they're doing right now. I'm telling you, their best friend was the French. The French helped the U.S. I mean, you know. And the French ambassador just packed up and left, said, bump y'all. And all you hear all day, that's why I changed the subject, they're all day to day. You dirty Americans, y'all is dirty, man. We tooled up all of our industry to make them submarines, and now we done invested all that, and now you saying we don't want them, and you done told Australia to buy from you. Why? Because you guys are hooked up on the Chinese, and you want them to have subs, nuclear subs, to threaten the Chinese. And the Chinese are not stupid. They don't care how many subs you got. You can't blow up nobody. We're not going to do, you can't figure out, well, we're going to blow you up. You're just going to spend all that money to go around underwater. And the Chinese are not, they say it in their literature, they're not going to be stupid enough to get involved in an arms race. If you want to arm race, boss man, go ahead. It's going to be worse. In other words, he's digging a hole deeper than he already in. Because he's not clear, he's not focused. Therefore, boss man is in trouble. Okay, now what about us? All day this morning they've been talking about the people who was killed in Kabul. 7 of them was little children, right? An old dumb general said, well, we gave them 29 seconds. Did y'all hear that? We gave them, you could read it.